Hello, and thank you for joining us today. We're going to learn more about the Kanof Institute for Physician Leadership. I'm Randy Aldridge, and I have two guests here with me. I have Erica Hall, who is our Manager for Education and Leadership, and Kristina Natt, who is the Vice President. Thank you both for sitting down to talk to me today. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't know as much as I should about KIPL, so I want to start with you, Tina. Tell us about how this all came to be. What was the reasoning behind leadership development, and what's been happening? It's been going on for 2 decades with part of this right now.
It has, absolutely, yes. So this came about, actually, it was Dr. Kanof and Dr. Brennan, who have been, instrumental in getting this off the ground. They saw a strong need for physician leadership. And that was at the time when some landmark studies had come out, like the To Err is Human came out about quality and errors in medicine, and try to build cultures of focus on quality of care. And they recognize this need for leadership also for transformation, like the transformation of healthcare, and saw a strong need for clinicians having to be part of, having a seat at the table and being part of the decision making to, be able to whatever transformation we're going through. And I think as we navigate this, fee-for-service and value-based world, leadership today among clinicians is more important than ever.
It sure is.
So, the first program that was actually implemented was Leadership College, and we're celebrating 20 years this year. So yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, it is very cool, and I'm very excited about that. And I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. I'll get to you in a moment, Erica. But I just really want to know, how are the programs developed? And let's start with that, and then maybe you could also tell us, how do they differ from other programs that are in the marketplace today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have many things that sets us apart from other leadership development programs. One thing I think is one of the key aspects is that we work very closely with our program chairs. So each program has, practicing physicians, clinicians as chairs of these programs, that we work closely with them, and they're very engaged in the programs as well. And that is to ensure that we really do connect theory with practice. This is a very different field from medicine, obviously, right? We're talking about a whole different aspect of, we're talking, about gray areas. We're not talking about cause and effect to the same extent like you do in medicine. We're talking about soft skills and emotional intelligence and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's really important to have that connection. Secondly, we actually also developed a framework. And that framework is informing all of our programs in different ways, depending on what the, overall learning objective of the program is. We did that based off of, actually it was the NHS in the UK did a huge overhaul of their leadership trainings and leadership development, and really recognized the need to take a look at what kind of leaders do we need in healthcare in the UK. And you can argue that the UK is a very different context, but they're facing the same challenges as we do here in the United States.
Right.
So they had done a really thorough study in terms of the literature and looked through all kind of bodies of literature in terms of what leadership theories hold up in healthcare and so on, because there's a different kind of complexity when it comes to healthcare. Mm-hmm. And we replicated the qualitative piece, and the qualitative piece meant going out and meeting with, individual physicians, clinicians, non-clinicians as well. Individually conducting focus groups. We met with clinicians in individual practices, in hospitals, in the value-based care organization, and really took a deeper look at what leadership was to them and what do we need to develop, and then gather the data and develop this framework that we have that informs our programs.
So this is a very intense study to get to hear where we are now training these future leaders.
Yes.
And I think one of the things you said was important. These are working physicians. These are physicians in the field right now. Mm-hmm. All right, Erica, let's get to you real quick. Thank you, Tina, by the way. Now, Erica, I want to talk to you because I want to bring this to today. Let's talk about what's happening with leadership and education at the Medical Society right now, because I know there's a lot on y'all's plate.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking about that. So we are really excited. We're coming up on the end of our programs and preparing for graduation right now. And so after that is wrapped up, our biggest thing is kicking off Leadership College for the October session. So we're really excited about that and some other new programs we have coming down the line.
And one I want to mention really quickly, because it's coming this fall, CPP 2.0, because it really is something great for our rural clinicians.
Yes.
Can you just give me just a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's Leadership College with that rural focus, and then we'll have the support of the CPP program with their loan repayment program, and just offering some additional support for the scholars that'll be a part of that.
That's perfect, and we have a lot of this information on our website about that. All right, Tina, I'm going to ask you a quick question. KIPL and Leadership College, or this is really to both of you. KIPL and Leadership College, I don't think I know exactly what the difference between all that is. Erica, why don't you tell me what the difference between the two are, and then maybe, Tina, you tell me. They've each been around a little bit longer than one another. So let's start with you, Erica. What's the difference?
Awesome. So KIPL is an overall umbrella for our program. So you'll hear us reference Leadership College or LC, or Future Clinicians Leadership College or FCLC, and then Healthcare Leadership Management. All of those programs are housed under the KIPL initiative.
That's perfect. And you've been here for a while. So explain to us how these have fallen on the timeline and what all that means.
Absolutely. It is a little confusing with all these terms.
Yes.
We have a lot of terms, for sure. So basically, 2003 graduated the first cohort of Leadership College, right? And then fast forward a few years, we added a program which was actually Leadership in Quality Care. So clinical quality was the name of that program.
Mm-hmm.
And with that addition, the Institute kind of got, off the ground as well. So if you think about it, the Institute actually came about in 2013. So that actually celebrates 10 years, which is pretty cool. But to Erica's point now, the Institute houses all of those various leadership development programs that we offer.
And when you say the Institute, that's KIPL.
Yeah, Kanof Institute for Physicians. Yeah, KIPL for sure.
There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Back to you, Erica, real quick. So when people get involved in this, they're students.
Yeah.
What's it like for them?
Oh my goodness. It's such a great experience for them, and it doesn't necessarily take them back completely to their college experience, but it does give them that networking opportunity, and it gives them that passion that they had and just finding those things that they're really wanting to address in their practices or in their communities when it comes to just leadership and advocacy work overall. And so they'll sit in a session that may be a couple of hours, it may be a weekend session, but it gives them an opportunity to meet other clinicians and speakers that we have that are really enveloped and engulfed in the work as leadership in their community.
I'm so glad you mentioned the speakers and what's going on. Tina, I want to give this question to you. Tell us about that. What are some highlights? You've been around for a while. You've done this many times. What are some highlights throughout your career with these education programs that you want everybody to know about?
Well, some of the highlights, I think, to add to what Erica was saying, I think what is amazing is that it's almost like an executive education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Healthcare specific executive education program, and then we cater to different kind of needs. But I think what is particularly valuable for me, what stands out, is when we meet the participants that say this was transformational for me. Yeah. This journey has made me realize, who I want to be as a leader, or it's made me realize what I want to do as a leader. We've had, depending on type of program, we've had, people go about their project and bring that to really implement that into healthcare and, contribute significantly to the betterment of the patient.
You're talking about their projects they do during the program,
yes,
so that they become bigger than the program.
Exactly, because actually all of our program has projects involved, but it's going to look different depending on type of program that because we're leveraging to some of the key learning objectives of each respective programs and then shaping the project after. Mm-hmm. But yes, to your point, Randy, the projects many of them have become bigger than, like, they've gone beyond the program in itself. It's not just, it's something that is being implemented into healthcare in North Carolina, which is, whenever I see that, I just get goosebumps because I've been part of that journey. So I feel very privileged. But then I think it's also the personal growth. Because in other capacities, I work with so many leaders that kind of lost themselves. And I'm not saying that our participants are losing themselves at all, but I know what it's like to not find your specific purpose as a leader, or not kind of know who do I want to show up as a leader, and kind of like try and be some leader that I'm not necessarily feeling that might necessarily be me. Because now we also know that being anchored in your, self-awareness is a key piece to our model that I mentioned before, and being anchored in yourself and having that groundedness in terms of who you want to be as a leader actually impacts well-being. And we know that we're having an epidemic with stress and burnout in across the world, I guess, but in the United States for sure. So there's many things that speak to me when I see someone who has really said that this was transformational for them, and then all of a sudden they have a very clear career purpose, a really clear purpose in terms of who they want to show up as a leader. That to me is what gives me that really drives me. If we can provide value and make an impact, that drives me personally as in terms of what we do.
And the alumni are also still very involved with the programs. Do they mentor one another as they go through all of this?
They do unofficially kind of thing, but I think is actually kind of funny because we're actually working on a mentorship program right now.
Oh, perfect.
So so more to come. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Tina, thank you so much. And this has been great knowledge for me. Erica, I want to talk to you real quick. I'm looking to you for the future. We've got a lot of stuff happening at the Medical Society and with leadership in general. What are some highlights throughout the rest of this year?
So we are excited for the fall. We have 2 great programs that are kicking off this year. Healthcare Leadership Management. It's a 4-session program, and that'll be starting very soon. And then we also have, as I mentioned before, Leadership College CPP 2.0. So look for more information about that. Feel free to visit our website and look under the Leadership College link or either the Healthcare Leadership Management link.
Perfect. We also have our LEAD conference coming up in October. All right, Tina, I'm going to ask for knowledge for somebody who's been here for a while about this. For anyone who's interested, what's your best advice to them?
Call us.
Call us. Perfect. Perfect. We're ready, right?
We're ready.
Phones are available, right?
Yeah,
Phone lines are open.
I think that would be my first, just call us and have a conversation. And very often that happens. Eric and I, we talk with people and they want to kind of understand what's the difference with the programs, and we kind of identify, what is the most, the program that probably might be looking for the most in that time. The other thing is actually to talk to KIPL alumni.
Yes.
We have, a group of KIPL alumni who are in this amazing network of people who are peers and colleagues and who are ready to talk about what their experience was and, help understand if that would be a valuable journey for them.
Right. We need the next generation of leaders.
We do. Yeah, we do.
Well, thank you both so much for talking to me. This has been very enlightening. I've learned quite a bit. Thank you both very much. And thank you to all of you for listening and paying attention to all of this. If you want more information about KIPL or anything involving the Medical Society, it's all on our website, ncmedsoc.org. That's ncmedsoc.org, or follow us on any of our social media. Thanks again for joining us.